I'm going to give an overview of what is remote learning. All right, so the first thing I want you to do is go to menti.com if you're not driving on your computer, laptop. Go to www.menti.com, use this code, and type in what does remote e-learning mean to you. And you can type in multiple responses. Learning without physical interaction, okay? Studying in your pajamas, okay? Having to motivate yourself. Learning without all your clothes on. All right, some people want to get personal here. Digital efficient way to deliver information to students. Dry learning. I'm not sure what that means. Learning from a distance, the future of education, sharing information with a distant person, using technology. Okay. Getting or sharing information, not real interaction. Okay. All right. Good. So these are some good responses. Learning by using technology without physical participation. Learning without wasting time in commute. Okay. All right. So learning without physical interaction, dry learning. I don't know if that means boring learning. Not real interaction. Okay. Let me focus on some of those answers, and I want to focus on those two answers mainly. I like to focus on that because one of the things to try to achieve with remote learning is to try to replicate the physical environment as much as possible and have as much interaction as possible as you can have in a face-to-face. In fact, probably have even more interaction. So what I just did with you all was to have that type of interaction digitally. So what do we mean by remote distant teaching? So there are different types or concept of what we mean by remote learning. And one of the things I want to concentrate on three major categories. We have classroom or face-to-face. We have what's called virtual live or synchronous online. And actually, this is what I'm doing with you all now. Virtual live, synchronous. We're all meeting in real time, okay, at the same time. Whereas the concept of online or e-learning really refers to asynchronous online, where participants meet at different times. In these two types of learning, one of the advantages, obviously, is that we're all geographically dispersed. Whereas classroom, one of the disadvantages is that we're in the same geographic area. Again, one of the things I want to convince you all is that in these both types of remote learning, you could have really good interaction with your participants that could replicate as much as possible the face-to-face. And studies have shown that learning could be as good, if not better, than face-to-face teaching for a variety of reasons. So here I have students used to carry laptops to classes. Now laptops carry classes to students. And Essentially, one could do a lot of learning on your smartphone, and essentially distant learning, especially asynchronous learning. The concept is anytime, anywhere, and anywhere could obviously be in your bedroom, on your pajamas as well. I want to emphasize we have a virtual class, which is in real time, and then we have an online class, which is asynchronous teaching. Now, in regards to virtual learning, we have other definitions: a webcast, webinars, and virtual training. And here we have a graph showing here we have number of participants and the interactivity, the extent of interactivity. So a webcast, you have one person giving a lecture to maybe 500 people. Obviously, minimal interactivity. Then you have a seminar or like a panel discussion among maybe 50 people, and then you have a virtual training class with maybe 15 to 30 participants, and
we can't hear you.
Most of you, if not all of you, when you transfer your face-to-face courses to the online medium, we're really dealing with virtual training class where you have maybe 15 to 30 participants, and the extent of interactivity should be quite high. And we'll talk about that towards the end of this presentation. Let me, for the sake of time, let me discuss one one aspect of pedagogy with online learning. Now, face-to-face teaching, the role of the faculty person is to give presentations, and usually that is mainly passive learning. There's often little interactivity between the professor and the students. And studies, this slide shows how much we remember or how much we learn in a typical classroom setting. With a lecture, we remember 5% reading, audiovisual, demonstration, discussion group, we go up to 50%, practice by doing, 75%, and then teaching each other, meaning like in a discussion group. And that's a real interactive activity, active learning technique, and here the learning goes up to 90%. So what I'm trying to say is that in online learning, you could really enhance interactivity more than what we usually do in face-to-face. This theory argues that we must provide learners with the opportunity to interact with sensory data and have them construct their own world. Essentially, let them learn from others and let them learn by searching for concepts. And so essentially in online learning and also with face-to-face learning, we need to focus on the learner in thinking about learning, that not on what we're teaching. There's no knowledge independent of the meaning attributed to experience constructed by the learning or community of learners. So essentially, even in face-to-face, instead of having this model here where you have the faculty person just presenting, we really should focus on having group activities, probably without the cartoons, but it's essentially the concept is active learning techniques or collaborative learning. And so in the online class, I like to make a pitch of aligning assessment activities and learning activities with your learning objectives. So you have this triangulation, and when you develop your syllabus, you have learning objectives, which determines your content and your activities and your modes of assessment. Essentially, assessment, activities, and learning objectives all have to be aligned with each other in order to develop a robust classroom learning. Types of activities involves polling, discussion forum, debate teams, group projects, journaling, using Google Docs, peer review, podcasting, and audio, video, PowerPoints. And so actually, I have some courses, how to teach online. And if I click on here, so this is a learning management system called Moodle, where I put my asynchronous online courses on the web. And this is a typical presentation of an online course. So I have here a forum for announcements. Here's my syllabus. Here's my syllabus. I could post an introduction video of myself.
Hello, my name is Dr. Henry Silverman, and I would like to welcome you to this course, Ethical Issues in Clinical Research.
Okay, and here I have my learning objectives. Here I have an interactive video that I easily made.
A member of the research staff, contact information regarding questions about research injury, and contact information regarding any questions about the human rights, which is usually the IRB.
And then this is interactive, so I could please take this quiz, and here I could check, great job, and then I built in other interactive, take this crit, and you could have,
one study showed that
developed this video, put it on YouTube, then I download it on YouTube, and then I have this software in which you could put on quizzes on the videos. Then here's a discussion forum I had with my classmates, and I asked a question. Please watch this video and provide your comments on the concerns it expresses for the scientific enterprise. And then in a asynchronous form, I have all these responses from the students, and then I try to interact as well with the discussion. And again, I have all these responses from the other participants, and so I'm having an interactive, asynchronous conversation with my students. I have a lesson plan here. Let me show you what that's about. So here, just I have some content, and they'll read this about, this is about waiver of informed consent. And then they take a quiz. They start a quiz based on the material. And I got that right. And then I take another quiz question, and I think I remember the right answers. And then you could comment on the answers, correct, and then essentially at the end, you show your score. So what I'm trying to demonstrate is that this is an example of how to construct an online course. Again, you have your learning objectives. You could have videos. These are readings on the topic, a discussion forum, activities, the lesson plan, and then you could also, and then the last thing you're going to want to have is built in some modes of assessment. You have your quizzes, assignment, and so essentially, again, you have your learning objectives, activities. Most of the activities are interactive, the forum, the quizzes. You could have group projects, and this is how the students learn asynchronously on the online platform. Any questions about that? Okay. And
what does it take? I have a question, Henry. What does it take to learn how to do all these?
Good question. Using all, let me just say that developing videos, interactive videos, the lesson plan, and all that, the software is very easy to use. You could do it at your desktop. When I asked you to answer that question about remote learning, very easy software on the web. Get to learn. One, it's very simple to use. It doesn't take much time. Now, to be sure, effort involved in converting your courses to the online format. Transferring your courses or converting your face-to-face courses isn't just merely uploading your readings or uploading your PowerPoint. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and say you could do it in a day. It does take a lot of time and effort to convert your face-to-face courses to the online format. Again, it's more than just uploading articles and uploading your PowerPoint. You got to develop your videos. It does take a lot of time and effort. Convert your lectures into videos, interactive videos, build the quizzes, the lesson plans, develop the discussion forums, the assignments, grading. So it does take time and effort. But the other point I want to emphasize is that with all these tools, one could create a learning environment that is just as good, if not better, than the face-to-face. This is merely an introduction to what this is all about.